Rosemary.
Hi, Rosemary.
I'm Michelle.
This is Matthew.
Hi. Hello.
You say hi?
Beautiful. Okay.
Okay, supper's almost ready.
What are we having?
Tuna casserole, broccoli, let's see, salad, bread and butter. I hope you're hungry. Good.
Sounds great.
Good. Sounds just great. Okay. Oh. Okay. Get your coat away.
Go for it.
Thank you. Well, hello.
Say hi, Aunt. Hi. Good night. We're going to have supper together, huh? We have company for dinner tonight, huh?
Very good. I know you'll be glad he gets a chance to see somebody different.
Right. Okay, why don't you get down here? I'm just going to get supper on the table, okay?
I don't want to put that in. That's a way to save money, Matthew. You can eat just what Mommy and Daddy eat.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Right.
He eats about anything, though. He's not too fussy.
Mm-mm. Well, I don't know how he's going to see how this is, huh? Casserole.
Has he ever?
No.
Chubby diet, right?
Yes, that's what we drink.
Good.
Diet soda.
That's what I want. Oh, this is really fantastic. You
I
have
love
all of my
vegetables.
favorite things.
Yeah.
Well, good. Very good.
Matt's wondering what's going on. Got company for dinner, Matt. Say hi.
This is the main dish. You hungry?
I might start eating because I don't know if you have a blessing or...
Please, right? When prices go down, we
Right.
can't. I'll give me some salad.
Yours is
Wait,
all
you
set.
Hmm?
Did he finish his milk? For the blessing.
Bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts which we are about to receive from thy body through Christ our Lord.
Isn't it good? Taste some brown here.
Well, I hope you enjoy it.
Oh, I will. Michelle,
Isn't it good?
what other meals have you... Well, first of all, let's talk about this one. It's going to be kind of hard to talk with our mouths full.
Yeah.
And there it is.
He has a hard time figuring those out.
Well, they're not the regular kind of salt shakers.
Right, right.
Does anybody else want some?
Tomatoes. I think it's really, you know, it's funny when women go into the store and then they look at the price of the steak and say, oh my goodness, T-bone steak is $1, you know, 79 a pound, and then they take 8, put it in the cart, you know. And this is what really got me aggravated enough to start the protest march this morning and go along with the boycott.
So how many other people have you organized into thinking the same way you and Jerry do? Or by the way, Jerry, do you think that way? Do you?
Yes, I do.
Well, this morning it was about 25, but fish is, I mean, you know, fish is, in the package is expensive. It is high. Tuna, of course, tuna isn't that, you know, big a fish. Big type of fish, you know.
Are you hungry?
Your eyes are so beautiful.
Want to take a cup?
Go back over there.
You said this is the first time you've ever done something like this? I thought I've seen you a number of times on
You have, but have you ever seen me eating?
No, not eating, this is true. Holding the microphone, it was it. Now, let's see here, come here. Want me to help you?
But are you going to stick primarily with fish, or are you going to have the
No,
cheese?
tomorrow we're having meatless lasagna. So, you know,
Wonder
it's
how
just the
that's
cheese.
going to taste.
Oh, very, very calorie. Not a calorie.
I mean, this is really unbelievable. You see, normally the reason I would have to stay away from tuna casserole is because of the noodles. You know, it's so fattening. You know, a lot of people think that they're going to lose weight without eating meat, but
no,
if you have to move
the other way around.
to potatoes and spaghetti and
Well,
noodles.
you had to do that really for a while. Instead of buying a pound of ground meat, you buy like a half, or you know, instead of buying 2 pounds, you buy 1 pound and stretch it with a lot of noodles and spaghetti. You know, ending up being like 10 pounds more than you were before the prices went up.
Do you expect the boycott to last longer than a week?
I don't know. I've been hearing so many different theories on it on the news. Some women say they're going to do it a week. Some say a month. Some of them want to have meatless Tuesdays and Fridays. You know, just no meat at all on Tuesday and Friday, which we don't eat meat on Friday anyway. You know.
Yeah, another one. I don't know,
You're like a celebrity.
you know, come in your house to have dinner with you, for
Okay.
God's sake.
You'll invite us once.
Sure I will. I owe it to you.
And by that time, you know, it might not be any cheaper.
Oh, I don't know. But I've devised a real great way to prepare with egg. And you know, lemon with fish is delicious anyway.
Yeah, instead of mayonnaise.
Sure.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That's right. Something I picked up from a Weight Watchers cookbook.
Mm-hmm.
He's not having his tuna.
He's too busy watching.
All right.
Go on.
Okay.
No, you're not shielding it out.
Michelle, do you want these first?
Yeah.
I'll put them on and...
Okay. Want to take glasses?
Wait, I don't want to drop them. I'll take them one at a time.
Okay, there you go. So you want to take this stuff.
Yeah.
And I can pick up this.
Remember what side is which.
As long as you can get at it, that's all that counts,
Yeah,
I think.
that's true.
Both.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's great. That's really good.
Okay, let's do this up.
Sure, what is it? Yeah, get it.
What's the matter?
Sure, we
That's
don't
too
need the knife for,
Yeah, you can throw that on a plate maybe.
Oh,
The
okay.
plates are right in the cabinet.
Here?
Right there, right. Watch it, it sprays out at you.
Okay, go ahead, Roseanne.
Where? Here? My usual
No,
place.
over here.
Oh,
The other way. I gotta do it again. I sat in the wrong chair. Darn it. We'll get this right.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'll come this way.
Okay, Rosemary, do it again.
Is that good?
like that?
Sure he does.
If I should bring this to the table, if we should just throw the plates up
Yeah,
here.
well, maybe you could just serve it up and there. We could pass the plates around.
Sure.
Jerry, you want to go
Okay,
first?
thank you.
There's one. Two.
You getting hungry?
Here, let me have the baby.
Okay.
Want to cut that up for me?
Yeah.
It's kind of hot.
Okay.
This one won't come out. Cover it up so it'll stay warm. It's cool now. We can have
Let's
some.
get going here.
Well, Michelle, this is your second night on the without meat.
Yes.
How did it go? Is it rough?
No. Surprisingly, I've been able to think of quite a few recipes that I never realized. Oh, gee, there's not meat in that recipe, you know, which could make it go on for a couple weeks without having a problem.
Most people will say, well, what difference does it make if I just do it because nobody else is going to do it? But if they would just cut back considerably, it would.
Instead of buying 7 days meat, if they could buy 3 days meat or 2 days meat. That would help. I mean, a lot of people feel, well, you know, what's it going to accomplish? Even when, did you see? Come on,
Whose
open
fault
it
do you think it is that meat so high?
I don't know. Really, you hear everybody complaining at the other guy, and I guess that's a logical answer if you're being accused of something. But I don't know. I think that it might stem all the way back to the cost of grain, for that matter, that it might cost the farmers more money to get the cattle to market, but yet, I don't know, there's, what, 4 steps from the farm?
single women that meat was so high. No, I'm sorry, working women, because instead of spending the time in the kitchen preparing meals that didn't require a lot of expensive meat, they'd get off work and rush into the supermarket and buy the most expensive cuts.
Yeah, you hear quite a few statements. I heard it on a radio program the morning, last Monday. This woman called in and she said she was talking about the high price of the meat, and the radio announcer said, well, if you wouldn't go and get your hair done, you'd have the money. Yeah.
Really?
I thought, well, he has a lot of nerve, you know, telling us we can't get our hair done, you know.
Tonight's dinner.
Squares.
Depends on how many big eaters we have over.
Right, that's true.
You're not a big eater, I must.
Contrary to what's been said about me.
Right.
When the president imposed the ceiling, what was your first reaction?
Well, first of all, to be honest, I didn't understand it. But then, the way I understood it, I thought he was going to put a ceiling on prices. Is that, I mean, I'm probably wrong. I don't understand it that well. The way they are now, is that, you know, the way that's...
Well, what he
That's
did is
ridiculous.
he froze the prices at the current level, where
Well,
maybe he
that's
should have done
high,
this
though.
3 months ago, when the level of prices was somewhat lower than it is today. And,
Freezing the meat the way it is, I mean, that's ridiculous.
Well, you know, they say there hasn't been any true effect with the boycott, that maybe there's a decline in some independent stores, but with the large chains, they're not suffering any ill effect.
No, and I heard that today, and a lot of people said that being that last week people bought so much more meat, which I think is an absolute ridiculous. And they wanted to boycott this week, so therefore last week they bought double what they usually buy, which is really so silly when you think about it.
well, but isn't it more?
On a strict diet, are you kidding, Michelle? Do you mind if I come out early tomorrow so I can go shopping with you?
No, anytime is
Good.
fine. I'll be home.
Can we find a store you haven't been picketing?
There is one.
There's one that's
Yeah,
close
there's
by.
one, right.
And we can go by. Have you thought much about what it's going to be? Or are we just going to play it by ear?
I don't know, I could probably, well, like I said, I did pick up the Jewel, and I don't want to go there, so we could go to a National. National is close to the house, so we could go there.
You're crazy boy.
Okay. Have you thought what it's going to be for tomorrow, or are we going to play it by ear?
I was thinking of fish or salmon, although salmon is expensive, too. I don't know. It's your bib. Daddy's going to put your bib on now. Glass. Yeah, glass.
If I get a chance to feed you tonight.
Look out.
Watch your blouse, please.
Oh, yeah, that. He digs in to, it's so warm. Oh, look at that.
Didn't fry it up like it's supposed to, but
Oh, that's all right.
it tastes all right. Want me to scoop it up for you? I can get you one that's nice and flat.
Nice
You don't
and
care? All right, we'll scoop it up with a
Down the
spoon.
same way.
Right. I should get a spoon, maybe.
A little taller.
It's one of those mechanisms I thought it
That's
would
the
look.
brown sauce.
Yeah, it's Chinese brown sauce, it's called. Just saw that out of the recipe too. I want to try it, Jack.
I can cover it up so it'll stay warm.
You probably could care less, you know.
You want, is he saying he wants more?
What do you want? What? Where's the D? What do you want? Milk? D.
D?
Where?
I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, we. Okay, let me chop it up. Okay?
Warm?
Probably.
Oh, see how good? Is it hot?
You know, we forgot our blessing last night.
We sure did. I noticed. We didn't make up for that.
You want some
In the
grapes?
Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen. Bless us, O Lord.
Turned out okay.
Yeah.
Need some salt or something?
Not at all.
It's not bad. First time with this recipe. And this was really inexpensive to make. Was it 76 cents?
Something like that.
What did you have to buy?
6 eggs and a can of, yeah. You want, oh. All right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And the rest of the butter.
Want milk? Say please. Please, that's right. Here,
What did you
there's
say?
milk.
Peas?
Yeah, P is there.
Well, you
What's
really
it hot?
can go with that milk. Jack,
You
of
want that?
course. Remember what we said, we take advice.
Yes. We haven't had our ice, and both of us drink hot with ice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? What did he have? Here.
Well, you know, we usually.
Oh, come on, come on. Doesn't want to, maybe he'll take it from you.
I don't think so. What do you want? You want another roll with some butter on it? As soon as you finish a couple of spoonfuls of this, okay? Open your mouth. It's a boy. Leave. That was funny.
But Michelle decided not to use any shrimp. They're kind of expensive too.
Yeah, the shrimp were and the Chinese vegetables were cheaper, so I thought, well, I'd try and see how cheap it could be.
What made you think of that?
I've had it before with Chinese vegetables in a restaurant. And I thought, oh, gee. Because the Chinese vegetables were 35 cents, and I think, well, I know the shrimp must be more than 35 cents for a can. Yeah. Here. Come on, I want you to taste this. Now, wait. Would you like some more milk? You say please? Okay. Yeah, that's right. You said milk. Taste it. You see.
I think we scrape more off of him than he really gets inside of him.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I can't even think of what it's called.
Soy sauce. There is some in there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, a tablespoon and a half. And water and sugar. Yeah.
Well, you can go on with milk forever.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I just tasted a mushroom.
Can you eat some more? There's nothing on here for it. Give it me.
Wait till last
You didn't eat any more, did you?
Here, I'll spit it out.
Come on, Matt. In your mouth. Take some. Put something on the fork. Come on, let's go.
Yeah. Jamie said eat.
Come on, let's go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're not through eating, are you? Huh?
add it up. And it adds it up right in the machine, and then you can subtract, too. It's a little ingenious thing, isn't it? Okay, let's see. What time is it?
Oh, really? I'll tell them. I mean, you wanted to drink it last night. We've been so sedate.
Yes, so calm.
He's getting a ride. Yeah, he's in there. Do you really? I like them pickled. You know, I love these sardines at the and I could probably do how much they smell.
Yeah, I love sardines, too. See if we can make it through here. All right.
Oh, look at the face. Oh, look at the face.
Sometimes Mia hits it and it ends up being wrong.
I'm sure you've already got it.
You don't want to drop one. Right?
Yeah, that's true. I can't carry 6 eggs.
No, the ones to roll.
No, they won't, but,
There
okay.
you go.
Well, Michelle, they've cleaned out your eggs pretty much. And I have done that. Prepared something, and when it was done, it had the eggshell in it.
No kidding. I did that once when I was baking a cake. The knob of the beater went in the cake. I thought it went in the cake batter.
The knob of the beater?
Yeah, you know that little lever? And I couldn't find it after I had the cake in the oven. I was going nuts because I was bringing the cake to a party. I thought, oh, someone's going to bite down on this hard piece of
So this was,
celery.
these are supposed to be slightly beaten.
Yeah, slightly beat.
Is that slightly beaten, or do they
Yeah, I think
need to be
it's
done?
all mixed up.
Uh-huh.
Everything. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
And I've had visions of beating eggs until they cooked, if it was really hot in the kitchen.
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
ever had that
Yeah, I
experience?
should have tried it. Too late now.
Okay.
The eggs are ready.
Yeah, but we're really doing something, Michelle. Not using any seafood either. Just
No, not in
vegetables.
this one, yeah. Not in this dinner.
Michelle, aside from tuna casserole and lasagna, we had a couple of other things too.
Yeah, egg foo young, and that was 76 cents.
Why
And
so cheap?
it was the eggs, which I used 6 eggs, and you know I divided the cost of the dozen in half, and Chinese vegetables, which were 35 cents, and the rolls were a dime, so it was 76 cents. But I didn't have any leftovers from that one. And the salmon patties, they were kind of high. The dinner total was $2.16 altogether. So altogether, I added them all up, and it came to $5.92, but I rounded it out to $6.
So you found that even on the meatless meals it was cheap, but when you went to fish, it was still high.
Right, the salmon was expensive. Salmon was $1.09 for the canned salmon.
Jerry, how have you enjoyed the meals?
Fine. Terrific. Two pieces.
No, I
Maybe
really
2, 3
chicken
nights
one
a
night.
week. We might have a meat dinner, sure.
Have either of you ventured on the bathroom scale since we started this?
No.
I did
No,
this
I
morning.
haven't.
What happened,
It was
Michelle?
the same. It was the same as I started before, which I was really surprised.
What did you start with?
I'm not. I'm not saying, but it was the same. Here, go by Daddy, okay?
Okay, Charles, now we're going to Dr. Rosenberg. Doctor, you've heard what we had to eat, and our question to you is, could we continue indefinitely eating the kinds of meals we've had the last few days?
Oh, I think you could. I heard that you had eaten fish and eggs. I assume that you had a reasonable intake.
Okay, Charles, you want to stop just a second? I'm
Oh,
going to
you're
ask
gonna
it on film, though. Doctor, fairly recently, there was the cholesterol scare, and people were saying they were going to stay away from eggs and butter and things like that. But how do everyday people know when they're eating nutritiously?
That's a difficult question, and it's even difficult for us as physicians to be sure that we can effectively evaluate the diet that our patient is eating. But the fact is that what we must avoid, I think, is these great fads that unbalance our diet so greatly because of fear or because of misinformation. Now, for instance, I think it is true that it is important in this society that we modify the cholesterol intake somewhat because there does seem to be an association between that and heart disease. On the other hand, to throw out all milk products is not a satisfactory way of approaching the problem. It is true that we could define a diet that would do perfectly well without meat, but to throw out meat, which is a good source of protein, is probably a dangerous generalization to make in our society. And I would say that there is no simple way to be sure that you're on a nutritious diet, except that your diet is adequate in calories if you're not gaining weight. There are probably too many calories if you are gaining weight. And if your general health is good, and you are paying attention to the usual qualities in the diet which we think are important, proteins, vitamins, minerals, then I think that you can be sure that the usual diet in this society with the foods available to us will be adequate.
Okay. Now, Charles, what I wanted...
All right. Now, Doctor, you mentioned calories. Are we to assume then that if you have an adequate intake of calories, that is one indication that we have a nutritious diet, or?
Well, I don't think the fact that you have enough calories means that your diet is nutritious. I think the fact that you have enough calories and you're maintaining a steady weight simply means that your diet is adequate for the energy requirements. Now, this doesn't mean that it's nutritious in other elements such as proteins, vitamins, and minerals. This is a more difficult thing to assess. But the point that I made before is that the foods available to us in our society, with the usual incomes that we have available, usually will allow us, if we pick protein-containing foods, vegetables, and are aware of some of the sources of minerals, we will have a relatively satisfactory diet. It's only when we start to get off into fads that we modify our diet too greatly and then become in danger of an unbalanced, nutritious diet.
I've got one other question, if you don't mind, and that is people have talked about supplementing your diet with vitamins. Again, how do we determine if vitamins as a supplement would be helpful, or could they be helpful? If we're following what you had indicated about a balanced diet, maintaining weight and all that, would it be better for me to supplement my diet with vitamins?
Well, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm a gastroenterologist, and therefore I'm concerned with diets, and I'm concerned with the health of people who have intestinal disorders, primarily. And we feel that when there is a special reason, when there are special demands, then we often have to supplement with vitamins beyond the usual diet. When there are causes that the patient is losing nutrients or not absorbing them effectively, we have to supplement with vitamins. The usual diet, the average diet, should not have to be supplemented with vitamins if it is reasonably selected.
Thank you.
Hey, Charles Scott?
Yeah. Maybe you already answered it. I was always, like when I was growing up, I was always taught that if you had this, the 4 basics on your dinner plate every night, you were getting the vitamins and you were having a balanced diet, like, say meat or fish or poultry, and like a salad and a vegetable and a starch. Would that be a good, something good to base it on every day, that the family is getting the right amount of vitamins and protein and nutrients?
I think if you have an adequate number of those 4 groups in the diet, I think the chances are the diet will be adequate. I think the only other point that I would make is that you don't have to have each of the 4 groups at every meal. And I think what's important is the total intake over the day be adequate in these various food groups, which are the substantial nutrients.
Just listening, okay. Oh, that's a good idea. I should have thought of it.
Look at my one gray hair. You're off, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, Doc, now turn and look at Rosemary.
That is.
Terrible. Yeah,
And
look
back
at him.
to Newman.
It's not on me.
Where's your nose? Where's your nose? Where's your eyes?
Now look over
Where's
the other way.
your ears?
That's for the doctor there.
Ears.
I'm cheating a little on you.
Where's your mouth? Your mouth.
Back this way again. For Jerry and Michelle. Yeah.
Where's your neck?
Back
Where's
here.
your tummy? Where's your tummy? Where's your knee? You gotta stay here, okay?
Here, man. Step here by Daddy. Okay? Come on. Play with your car, okay? No crying.
Look at the lights. You see the lights? Hmm?
Here, tell Daddy what that letter is. What's that letter right there? What letter is there? Ooh. Right, right. Okay, what's,
Oh, your
that
mic up,
letter?
Rosemary.
What's that letter? No, S. He got a cookie in his hand.
After she answers one.
Because they each get one each.
Michelle, now that we've completed our last meatless dinner together, how much did it cost you for the 4 meals?
Well, I wrote it down. Like, oh,
Tell me why we do it.
oh,
Okay.
okay. I wrote it down, like,
You eat that one.
RC.
half and ketchup.
Yeah. Do you have any mustard? I like my sandwich with
Oh,
mustard.
no.
No, that's
No,
all right.
I just went out.
All right. Like ours.
How big are you?
Remember that? Okay. No, that's what I thought.
The cat's cheese all over you.
Oh, he does? That's all right. Our roommate in college would always say, nobody talks while the flavor lasts.
That's true. After you're getting full, then the conversation starts flowing.
Share another one. First one finished, you get to help the other.
Oh, really?
No, don't do
How do you make yours?
I have in here breadcrumbs, eggs, cheese, salt,
Cheese?
pepper.
What kind of cheese?
Romano. You know, I'm Italian. I put cheese in everything.
You
For
know,
hand. That's right. That's what you need to eat.
Going to my mouth.
do you realize what's in this shot? I have you, I have Michelle, and I have Command.
It's pretty good.
Uh-oh. Don't do that.
Bubbles. No bubbles.